The US military has carried out its first airdrop of humanitarian aid into Gaza. Now, President Joe Biden says more needs to be done to ease the crisis within the enclave. But aid agencies say the US's intervention isn't enough at the moment, adding that a quarter of Gazans are on the brink of famine at the moment. Now, the supply drop comes as the Hamas-run Health Ministry reveals 11 people have been killed during an Israeli airstrike in southern Rafah.
Make no mistake, the decision by the US to start airdropping aid into Gaza is a last resort, and it was done because the situation is now too desperate to wait any longer. Early on Saturday morning, 3 US aircraft dropped 38,000 meals into Gaza because America is now running out of patience. This is the problem with airdrops. A few days ago, a Jordanian parachute failed to open properly, risking the lives of anyone beneath it. And some of the aid missed and landed in the sea. People swam out to try and reach it.
Any humanitarian aid is welcome because the situation is so bad. But airdrops are inefficient, insufficient, wasteful, potentially dangerous. And they're only really a last resort when road or sea delivery is impossible. In Gaza, both roads and sea delivery can be carried out.
With no official organisation receiving the aid and distributing it to those who need it most, it can be chaos when aid does arrive. That's what happened in the early hours of Thursday morning as an aid convoy tried to reach northern Gaza. There is still confusion about what happened next and how more than 100 people died. Israel says there was a stampede, but admitted some of its soldiers opened fire. The United Nations has now said that they have seen bodies with gunshot wounds in the hospitals.
This hospital is treating more than 200 people that were injured yesterday. We have seen people with gunshot wounds, we have seen amputees, and we have seen children as young as 12 that were injured yesterday. These events cannot be allowed to go on.
Today, an Israeli airstrike hit the main entrance of the Emirati hospital in Rafah. An unknown number of people were killed and injured. It's not clear why the hospital was targeted, but this is a medical facility in a supposed safe zone. But in Gaza today, both death and salvation has come from the air above them. Sky News in Jerusalem.